My name is Margot Flint. I'm a board member here at Landsake. I moved to Weston in 2017 and I saw these beautiful flower fields and gardens, but I didn't understand what it was. I didn't know if it was open to the public. So I became very interested in what the space was all about and ended up joining the board at the best time ever because they started the capital campaign, which helped transform, which was actually just a tiny little shack in a field to this big, beautiful building, which now, will serve the public so much better.
My name is Pam Hess. I am the executive director here at Landsake Farm. I have been here for 7.5 years, and it has been an amazing transformation for the farm. When I first got here, we were on a 3-year lease, and one of the very first things I did was work with the community, my board, and volunteers to get a long-term lease on the farm. The land is actually owned by the town, and so we now have a long-term lease where we can really change from operating from a short-term seasonal water, no infrastructure, no indoor space, no power, to this amazing transformation of, with a long-term lease, we're able to put in the infrastructure we needed to be a sustainable farm. And what does that mean? That means over the last 7.5 years, we both raised privately all the funds we needed to change the farm to have year-round water and power. We were able to build a barn, which now will house our education program, so we can have year-round education programs and connect with the schools and the community. We were able to build a farm stand using net zero principles, so we're able to produce all of the power we need to operate the whole farm. And we were able to bring in a greenhouse, and all of that means that we can provide the community more resources, both for food to this community and beyond. We donate 30% of everything we grow to those with food insecurities, and that change went from doing it 6 months out of the year to now we're able to grow and donate pretty much throughout the whole year. We're able to provide the community with events and food and a place to come and enjoy each other and celebrate the land and each other. Landsake is a nonprofit community farm, and really our goal is to connect people to the land through food and education, and to connect people to each other through those same resources. And the change in the farm that we hope you will all come and see is we're able to go from seasonally doing that to doing it year-round. And we are so thankful to everyone in this community who supported us through the last 7 years to really go and build this infrastructure.
Yeah, so my name is Brendan. I'm the farm manager here at Landsake Farm. This is going to my 4th season here with Landsake in this role. Really grateful for the opportunity to be here. We've built a really amazing team on the farm crew and in the organization more broadly, so really happy to have a lot of returning people, familiar faces. If you've been to the farm, you'll probably see people who you've seen here before. And we're always bringing in a couple new people, which is exciting. New perspectives, new experiences to help kind of open our eyes to other ways of doing things. So a little bit of intro about Landsake Farm. From a production standpoint, we crop about 15 acres of mixed vegetables, about another acre of flowers, mixed flowers, mostly done in a pick your own kind of arrangement. We have a CSA, Community Supported Agriculture Program. We distribute about just shy of 300 shares during the season. We also have a small winter share. And then the Farmstand is a big part of our operation. Farmstand just was completed weeks ago, and it's in a pretty amazing building. It's going to really impact our operation quite a bit. Growing vegetables requires a lot of different steps, things a lot of people don't think of. So any way we can simplify and reduce the amount of time we put into any task allows us to either take on more elsewhere or invest time in other parts of the operation that we haven't otherwise been able to do, which means better produce, and more time for us to care for the land, which is what we're really here for, right? That's Landsake's mission.
Hi, I'm Kevin Sullivan. I'm the president of Payette. I'm also a Weston resident. I led the design of this project at Landsake along with my colleague Wes Schwartz. I think we've been working on the project off and on for 7 years, starting from really a very humble master plan that just worked with the farm to figure out what their needs were. And then at the end of the day, it's resulting in multiple buildings throughout the farm. My firm, Payette, worked on this pro bono through that entire period as well. And I think really the primary idea that we had for the buildings was really to have them be as low impact on the farm as they could be, from an energy perspective, but also from a visual perspective. And one of the most important siting aspects of the projects was really preserving the infinite vista from the front of the farm to the back of the farm that you experience right when you drive in the parking lot. So we pushed the buildings to the side, the barn and the farm stand, really so that you could get that experience. And they're also sheltered by lots of lovely specimen trees that really helps the building settle into the landscape. The buildings themselves and the whole complex that we did here, it's all net zero. So you'll notice on the farm stand there's a fairly iconic solar array on the roof, and that array is essentially powering the entire farm in terms of its heating and cooling and all the electricity that it needs. We wanted the architecture of the farm to really fit into this precious New England landscape, but also have a hint or a nod towards modernity. And in a sense, these are contemporary structures built with what I'd refer to our first settlers' building techniques. And that's sort of one of the things that helps them nestle in. The farm stand itself is a year-round building, where the barn really is just a seasonal building. And so it's really designed to optimize how it uses the environment. So you'll notice some large overhangs that sort of shield the interior from the harsh sun in the summer to keep it nice and cool. Those same overhangs provide a lot of shelter for indoor outdoor activities. And really the building is intended to be naturally ventilated as much as possible, almost like an open air pavilion in the summer, but in the winter it can be buttoned up, and it's actually a super insulated envelope. So there's all sorts of strategies that we've utilized to optimize the thermal performance of the building, and so it's following a lot of passive house principles. So it's probably one of the most sustainable buildings in Weston in terms of how it's using energy. Although it looks like a barn or a farm stand, it's really cutting edge in terms of those principles. And that was very important to us, but it was also very important to the farm that the building be fairly emblematic of the values of the farm, and in a sense can reflect some of the values of the community as well.
We're so happy that this is here now for everybody to enjoy. We have so many artisanal goods and locally sourced products that are very special and unique to town here, along with the new animal barn so that kids can come and see new animals here. And of course, the gorgeous flower fields and vegetable fields. It's just going to provide a lot of happiness and joy to the community. And I can't wait for everybody to come check it out.